Welcome to the TheEnterKeyExperience. I am Mad86,
And I am Astro's Knots.
and today we're talking about a few different topics here and there. It's more like 6 different topics, but for the most part, we're going to go over some things that happened recently, or maybe coming to the future, or from the future, however you look at it. But or by the time you see this, it's might already happened. So yeah, we'll go from there. Actually, we'll start with the one that you kind of introduced me to, the GTA 6 little bit here that you
All
mentioned.
right. So, what happened with GTA 6 is a massive authentic data breach from a hacker group known as CyberLeak has surfaced online, exposing new gameplay footage in the full map of Grand Theft Auto 6. Take Two Interactive, which is the publishing company under Rockstar, has already launched DMCA takedown strikes against leaked clips. The hacking group released the footage alongside an anti corporate manifesto. They claimed the leak was a protest targeting video game practices, specifically demanding an end to digital only pre orders, locked single player DLC, and the removal of offline player modes.
Hmm.
What do you have to say about that, Matt?
I mean, I don't totally disagree with that, with some of their
That's fair.
viewpoints.
With the into digital only pre-orders, especially with PlayStation becoming digital only in the near future.
Well, that's the biggest part of it, is companies like Sony and PlayStation taking away basically consumers' rights to a lot of things, but like there's people that out there that are collectors that can't collect the games they want, because as soon as like that server is gone, or the developers decide to not do anything about it anymore, it's just going to disappear and dissolve. And that means that in a way, like a whole generation that experiences that is going to lose touch with like a piece of their history, a piece of like something they experience. And that's messed up. It's like we have everything we need, as far as like books and photos and things like that we can experience, but you take away something that we actually put time into and invested into, and now we have nothing. So like I'm not 100% with the whole like stop killing games with some things, but for the most part, I think I agree with the idea of it, because there's some things that don't make sense when it comes to stop killing games, like MMOs and things like that. That they get old and it just doesn't make sense to keep them around anymore, even if there are people doing like, if they want to do something with that, I feel like they need to allow maybe personal servers or something like that. Have it so they change the MMO into something more of like a more direct, I guess, regular multiplayer experience, rather than like 99 players sitting in a lobby kind of thing. And I mean, it would kind of suck as the developer to have to do that, but also you're thinking they're clearly not thinking with like their quote unquote heart or mind in it, and they're thinking with their wallets. They're thinking like, oh well, this is going to cost a lot, but if these people that are developers are making games and they don't care about the game themselves, they're only making money, then they shouldn't be making the game.
Yeah.
you know
Now, as to locked single player DLCs, from what I heard, in the like deluxe pack, you get access to like exclusive clothing shops and vehicle management resources and that. What do you think about that?
I mean, in a way, I think it borderlines on a monopoly in a weird way, because
I agree.
they're creating something that only certain people can interact with. And I don't know, like, so it's kind of a 50-50 thing for me. So this is how I look at it. If you look at a game where, let's say they have a seasonal event where a specific item is only available during that time, and then let's say it disappears from the store, or disappears because that event is over, not because anyone bought it with actual money, but people actually spent time to actually unlock that item, and then they earn it because they were there to experience the event. then like let's say 6 months later someone gets on, sees that person with that item or whatever it is, and is like, oh, I want that item too. And then like they can't get it because they weren't a part of the event, and then they feel left out. It's like, but that was an event. Like, that makes sense. It was an exclusive thing that happened during a certain period of time. Like, you weren't here for it. You chose to either not have the game or whatever it was. Then you couldn't get the item or get the exclusive whatever it is. And in that way, I'm fine with that, because that makes sense, because it was during a certain period of time where someone could have been a part of that, but they either chose to, or whatever the circumstances is. They're kind of shit out of luck, I guess. But I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, I like the idea that it shows that someone, like a player, was there from the beginning to earn whatever the thing was. It's like there's some games where when you first get the game, right? Day one, right? You get like maybe a title that says you're a part of the Founders Guild or something, like you're like the original 10,000 people that started playing the game. Why would I want someone that was here 6 years later trying to get the same fucking title? It doesn't make any sense. Even if they spent $1,000 in the game, they weren't there for it. And see, here's the thing. I've been playing a game called Warframe for a long time. There's one specific Warframe that I'll never be able to get because I was literally 1 month late to getting that specific Warframe. And it was called Excalibur Prime. There's no way to get it anymore. It's completely gone.
Oh.
There's no way ever to get that unless they magically bring it back. But I completely agree with Digital Extremes in the way they did that, because ultimately you make the game more interesting when you have a game that has limited things like that you can earn, and you put your time into, and there's like a one way to get it. If someone wants to say, oh, that game is not good now, but maybe I'll try it later, then they find out, like, if they just played it when it first came out, when they didn't think it was as good, but then they like it now, they're missing out, and that's what they have to live with.
Yeah. And then they say that there's going to be removal of offline single-player modes. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about this. What do you think they're going to remove for offline single-player modes from GTA 6 potentially?
Offline single-player mode?
Yeah, because they surely wouldn't remove like the story part. But what other offline single-player modes would be in a GTA 6 game that they would remove?
That would be the only thing that I could think of. Like, what would be the point of playing the game if there's no offline single player mode? Like, in GTA 5, the offline single player mode is just the regular story mode. There's nothing else. And if you're not playing that, you're playing online with other people. Although you could technically do a private server, I think, in GTA 5.
Maybe that's what they're talking about, is just like removing private servers so you can't like do setup for heists and shit without being online with other people.
Yeah, I think honestly, for my experience, I hate playing with other random people, like when I'm playing GTA 5, because first of all, their servers have not been secure for so long. Like, it's hacker ridden like crazy. Like, I last time I tried to play it and like actually tried to enjoy the game, there was someone that was hacking the server and killing literally everyone on the map by making them explode. Like, you just suddenly explode and die, and that was it. Like, everyone was just dying. You would just see like this scroll of all the people on the server just dropping like flies. And I'm like, why would I want to play a game with randoms who's gonna do that shit? And it's not going to take long for people to do it either, like to learn how to hack into the server and do that shit. And if it's not like right away, it's going to be eventually. And then it's just going to make the game unfun. So, yeah, they need to have...
Is that just with consoles, or is that with the PC release as well?
I think it's mostly PC, because PC usually has more issues with that in general. But still, like, Like, I feel like if I can't just do like a regular co-op with like 3 other friends and just have like a good time with like the people I know, then I probably wouldn't even want to play. You know, and if there's no actual like story mode, which I don't think that's what they're saying, but if there's not actual story mode, that'd be really dumb too. But I mean, all the trailers kind of point to that. So
Yeah,
I don't think that's an issue. But if it meant that you couldn't do regular co-op in a private server, that would suck.
that would indeed. There has been a lot of leaked clips that have been spread around, which featured the protagonist Jason executing various open world activities. And the leaks that have been spread have revealed several massive structural overhauls to the classic Grand Theft Auto formula, such as vehicle management. Vehicles now feature a fuel gauge, meaning players have to refuel at gas stations.
Mm-hmm.
Car trunks will also feature a quote unquote loadout storage element, which means that you can put a bunch of your weapons that you wouldn't be able to carry on foot with.
Okay.
There's going to be a morality system this time. So, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, there's going to be an honor style system that's going to be integrated. In the footage, a devil icon will pop up to penalize you if you attack random defenseless NPCs. There's going to be a police identification system. So when police are actively looking for you, a tracking system displays 3 indicators: clothing, physical appearance, and face and vehicle model.
Hmm.
If you change any of these mid pursuit, it will drop your wanted level. So that's interesting.
Oh, okay. That
They are
is actually
going
cool.
to increase the wanted levels from 5 stars to 6 stars.
Okay.
There's going to be stat progression mini games. So, like basketball and hobbies will increase focus or stamina or health.
Okay.
And we're going to get a dedicated stealth indicator, which is going to be a blue arrow that tracks the proximity to law enforcement, confirming a much deeper built-in stealth system. What do you think about those mechanics and HUD details?
I mean, I like the realism that they're implying with some of the newer features, like the fact that if you change your appearance, you're essentially changing what they're looking for, and like the the whole like PSA sort of thing. The dedicated stealth could be cool if it's like maybe pointing out where law enforcement is and things like that. I'm not sure how that's realistic necessarily, but like if you're wandering around in the shadows and you suddenly like you have a spidey sense just for cops is kind of weird. But
yeah, it says that it's like a vision cone is what it's like. So that's what it is.
Like you're sensing their vision, like the cop's vision or your vision it sees.
Yeah, just like in stealth games, when in the mini map you see the little cone shaped things that show like their field of vision. If you step in it, they see you. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
For the dedicated stealth indicator.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit better then. Like the idea that you could kind of tell which direction they're looking is fine. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's cool. It sounds better than GTA 5 in that way. I think it's going to be one of those things that I'm going to have to see to, see and experience for myself to see how well it works out. There is one thing I heard about the whole gas tank thing and how someone said that it costs actual money to fill up your gas tank.
Wait, like real life money, not
real life
money?
Or... Like, I don't know if it was a troll or not, but I definitely saw at least.
Be a troll, surely.
I've seen at least 2 or 3 videos from different people saying that was true, and I don't know if they were just like working together on that, but it seemed a little too, real. Like if you have to pay actual money to put money like gas in your virtual car, that's some bullshit. Like. I'm walking everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm getting a bicycle. Right. It's like they might as well charge you real money for in-game food and, all that kind of shit too, just to keep your person alive. And maybe you have to use the fucking toilet and sleep like for real. And yeah, like what the fuck? Like that's so stupid. Yeah. If that's a real thing, like that is the biggest shot to the foot that you could do to this game.
Yeah.
So,
All right, the last thing we got to talk about is the map of Leonida. The leaked map showcased in the leaked clips around the internet showcases the fictional state of Leonida. While it is shaped as an island state, it is significantly larger than the GTA 5 map. The key takeaways from the map include all the different districts. It's divided into 5 counties, including Visedale, Mariana, Kelly, Leonard, and Lummox, and features multiple smaller towns flanking the core urban center of Vice City.
okay.
It's got character tracking, which has never been in a GTA game. It does real-time location of the secondary protagonist, and it will be tracked on your map with a dedicated marker. So maybe you can meet the character if you're just like driving around.
Oh, okay.
And then it's got little points of interest such as small racetracks, localized wilderness zones, and an independent military airstrip in the southern Keys. What do you think about that?
I mean, if it's going to be bigger than GTA 5, that's cool. I mean, from the sound of it, the bulk of the download, space that it requires to download it is mostly map. Because from what I also read, I think 99% of the freaking buildings that are in the game, you can enter and interact with things inside. So, like, you could basically walk into someone's house, like some random person's house, break into someone's house. Like, it sounds like you could basically do home invasions in the game and shit like that. Or, walk into a bank or wherever you want and just do whatever you want. And it's cool and creepy at the same time, the idea that you could do that. Because imagine just walking through like some trailer park and just walking into some trailer and, just roaming around and someone rummaging through someone's house and stuff. And like with the honor system and everything too, like that's going to be really interesting. Because I know for the fact, like the first person that tries to, or the first group of people that try to test that, their honor is gonna drop like a rock. like you just walked in someone's house, like some crazy shit like that. Yeah, breaking in, entering, and and then they have to take off and change their clothes or some shit. But it makes me wonder too, if you could change your clothes so quickly and things like that, what's stopping someone from just stripping down to like almost nothing to get away from cops to look different, Like, like you just throw all your clothes out the window, except I guess they probably wouldn't have like full nudity and something like that. Although
I feel like the only way you'd be able to do that is if you go to a safe house or like go to a clothing store and just change there.
Yeah, I could see that. But I mean, that's also kind of like the way of the older games. So I feel like that might be too obvious. So I'm sure if you're like a wanted person and you walk into a clothing store, they might like react to you in the same way. So it wouldn't change your, it might not change your wanted level as much as you think. You probably actually have to go into like a random house where there's either no one there or like someone you could knock out and then steal their clothes. Oh, imagine if it's like in the cartoons where someone like pulls someone behind something and they strip and like switch into their clothes.
It's almost like Hitman 2 away.
Yeah. I could see something like that happening. Yeah, if it's a bigger map and they add a little bit more variety to the map in the way of new points of interest and stuff like that, then I'm all for it. Because one of the things that I was really curious to see and I heard about were there was things like zoos and, other wildlife in the game, like deer and things like that. Because from the sound of it, you could just go out into the boonies and just shoot a deer if you wanted to. And it makes me think like, oh, are we playing Red Dead now? Like what,
Yeah.
But if there's options like that where you could just go around and literally do pretty much anything you want, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like criminal activity, it could just be random like run-of-the-mill things, but because you can do it in a GTA game, it's cool. then cool. I'm fine. I'm all for that.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
just hope they don't like overly monetize every little bullshit thing though. Like, all
Well,
the
based
little
on their strategy with locking certain things to DLC, I have a feeling that over time, when they announce more and more DLC and just updates and that, I have a feeling that Rockstar is going to try to monetize the fucking shit out of it.
yeah. If it turns into one of those things like cuz it's basically an MMO at this point. And so
Yeah.
the one thing that I could see them doing is something what like ESO does or Elder Scrolls Online. And what Elder Scrolls Online does is they have a whole system where you could basically get the game sometimes like on sale for like $5, but it's the base game. And if you want all the extra DLCs that unlock things like classes and different roles and special whatever, like if you wanted to become a vampire, you have to unlock and buy like that pack. If you want to be a werewolf, you have to do the same thing. There's a bunch of little things that you have to essentially buy the pack to unlock, like different areas of the map as well, and storylines and all kinds of things like that. And it
Yeah, it's
kind of
almost like The
sounds,
Sims.
yeah, like The Sims too, where yeah, it's individual packs and stuff like that. But I guarantee it's gonna be way worse in the level of like cost and things like that.
Yeah.
But it oh man, I really hope they don't go that route because that's the one thing that bugs me about ESO is like if you want to play the game and you want to use anything and everything that's available to you, you're either buying their subscription, which is another thing that they were thinking about doing with Grand Theft Auto, is doing a subscription based thing, or you have to buy every single pack individually, which is like a couple $100 or more for all the stuff on ESO. Which I guess once you actually buy all that stuff, you do have a lot of cool things to use, but you just also drop like so much money into the game. You might as well be playing that shit till the very end.
Yeah, I
Hundreds of
mean,
hours.
GTA's Grand Theft Auto has GTA Plus, so they do have a subscription system already where you get private vehicle locker and you get a free monthly vehicle and clothes and all this crap. So they have a subscription. It's just, are they going to use it extensively for GTA 6 or not?
Well, the subscription that I'm talking about is one that if you don't use, you're cut down to the very, very, very basic version of the game. So, like ESO, for example, if you didn't have any of the DLCs and you had ESO Plus or whatever it's called, and you stop paying it, then you lose like basically 75% of the game, if not more, and you're cut down to like the very bare minimum. But the difference is with GTA, they mean to charge you for pretty much the entirety of the game for GTA 6. So if you're not paying a subscription, you're not playing at all. So that's the
Yeah.
difference that I was reading is like they want you to pay like per month. I wouldn't want to pay to play GTA.
Yeah, paying to play is insane. I can understand the battle pass kind of thing because Fortnite was like the big game that brought that into the ecosphere. Now every game practically has a fucking battle pass. But having to pay to play for GTA Online would blow. Because
Yeah.
I truly believe that the story of GTA 6, but I think a lot of the GTA YouTuber slash streaming community is really excited more about the online aspect of the game than the story aspect.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, I think you're about 75% accurate at least on that because I know I like the story. Like that's usually the first thing I play before I even touch multiplayer in those games. And the idea that they're going to basically force the online portion on you because they want to make more money is ridiculous to me.
I will say that it is going to be confirmed online will not be releasing on the release of GTA 6. because the way that they did it with GTA 5 is GTA 5 released, and they had like a month to maybe a couple of months where the story was all you could play, and then they introduced online. So the story is going to be the only thing playable for a little bit, and then they're going to introduce online. And I feel like a majority of the people who have the game are going to play the story first because that's the only thing available, and then they're going to move to online, and you're going to see a bunch of content on that on multiple social media websites.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only problem I have is if they make it so, well, the pay to play thing, but also if it's not a private, like if you can't make a private server, because that's the last thing I want to deal with is a bunch of dipshit assholes or people like letting their kids play on their account, because that's going to happen. That's going to be one of the things that's going to happen is people are going to buy it for their kids, realize that they have to put their own ID into the system. And that's the other thing people are totally freaking out about is that they had to put their actual identification card on file, basically saying that they are who they are and that they're an adult. But we know for a fucking fact, like for fuck's sake, people gets like, what is GTA or the people that make GTA thinking that they are going to somehow exclude kids from playing because they think that an ID is going to stop them? Like, that is the dumbest shit on the planet. It's like the same people that think that taking away guns from everyone is going to suddenly stop crime, when it's like, if a criminal really wants to, they will they will find a way. They will make their own weapon. It doesn't have to be a gun. It'll be something worse.
Yeah, it's like Roblox to a certain degree. I know Roblox has a system where you can send in a picture of your ID, and then you get access to like 16 plus experiences, as they call them, and voice chat. And I could tell you the amount of people that I've played with who are, I would assume, under the age of 16, but got away with it because they pulled mom or dad's fucking ID and scanned it onto their account.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Kids are going to always find a way to play their game with no restrictions.
Yeah.
So the fact that a lot of these publishers and developers keep trying to make a system for that, it's just not going to work. Kids are going to find a workaround.
Yeah. Well, it's not even so much the kids too. It's a lot of the parents that just don't give a fuck. 100%.
Yeah.
I worked at GameStop for years where I had literally moments where like a mom or dad would walk in with their kid that was probably like 10 years old, ask for GTA, and, you know, like they wanted it, and I look at the dad or the mom and they'd be like, yeah, just buy it. And they didn't give a fuck. They just didn't want them to bug them anymore.
In all fairness, that was my grandparents too. Fucking the way I got GTA 5. I got GTA 5 when I was like 14.
Oh,
and I basically just told my mom, like, hey, I want this game. Can you buy it for me? And she doesn't know too much about video games, but she had to buy it on my behalf just so I could buy it.
Yeah.
But now that I'm 22, I can buy GTA 6 legally. I am of age.
Yeah. But that's fine. And, you know, honestly, I feel like it should just... I feel like they should almost impose the same rule or law for some, like, video game places as they do for some alcohol and cigarette places, where it's like, if you walk in and you're underaged and you're obviously with someone and they're buying that thing, that they're required to ID both people. Because when I worked at a gas station and someone was buying cigarettes and the person next to them was clearly with them, then I would have to ask for both of their IDs. Not because like of any suspicion or anything like that. It was just the rule, basically the law. Because here's the thing, they've had stings work the same way, where they would have a cop dressed like, you know, a regular person with a younger person that was actually young next to them. And if we didn't ask for both of their IDs and we didn't get the IDs, or we didn't like deny them, then we could like lose our liquor and tobacco license. So I feel like it should be the same thing. Like, of course, these parents are going to get smart and go around by themselves and just do it anyways. And I'm sure like that happens with cigarettes and alcohol too. But at least the person selling it has a better conscience than if like they're sitting there right next to them, knowing full well that they're going to get to play that game when they get home. So like, especially being a parent too.
The last thing is to the fans that are listening to the podcast, you won't have to wait long for the official footage. Rockstar Games and Netflix are collaborating. They are officially scheduling to stream an extensive, high-fidelity GTA 6 extended look on August 27th, ahead of the game's official release on November 19th for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. The last question I have for you, Matt, are you going to play GTA 6 day one?
No.
Okay.
I don't have any of those consoles.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
and I'm not gonna go. So this is the thing. This is the ridiculousness of the people that develop Xbox, or not Xbox, but well, yes, them also, but the GTA, Take-Two, all those people, and then all the console creators. I know there has to be some level of cooperation between these people, and why they're not releasing it to PC right away or day one, because they're working together to try to increase sales for the consoles as well, because they know that if GTA 6 is only out for the console, that people will literally buy a console just to play the fucking game.
I would say you're correct on that, but I think another reason why they don't release PC day one is because they need to test their security on consoles and see if people can hack. And if people can hack, they need to have protection set in place for when PC releases, because it's much easier to hack on PC than console.
I would agree with you if I didn't know that wasn't true.
Okay, fair enough.
So the only reason why I think that's not true is because the infrastructure involved between the two things, between console. Here's the thing: console is harder to hack because they have dedicated servers, not through the game, but through the consoles themselves. It has nothing to do with hacking, is the way I'm saying it. It has nothing to do with hacking. It's more about the infrastructure as a whole, the stability of it. It's nothing to do with this hacking. But between a PC and a console, there's not that much difference between the two. The only difference is when you have it on PC, people can manipulate files easier. But the problem with that is once you connect to that same server, the server's going to recognize that almost instantly, because they cross-check between the server and the location, so like the player, to make sure everything's lined up. If something's even out of line even a little bit, it'll either flag it as a problem with your game, so you would have to like reinstall or something like that, or B, someone's hacking or whatever. But like just like they have kernel level anti-cheat stuff. Same sort of thing applies to the consoles as PC, except the kernel level thing on console is built into the console already. So you don't have to download anything; it's already there. But we see it on our end because we have to install it because it's not native to whatever operating system we're using. But here's the stupid part about that.
All right.
The game is made on fucking PC. And they port it to console, so there's no reason. Yeah, you didn't know that? All games are basically made.
Aren't
dev kits?
Dev kits though? Yeah.
That's for mapping your. That's made for 3 different things, right? So that's made to make sure like the controls line up correctly. That's made to make sure that the console can handle it overall. And 3, to make sure that compatibility between the hardware and the software is aligned. And it's all, that's basically what the dev kit's for, because they make it on PC, they port it over to the dev kit to make sure that it runs well, and then they make sure the mapping of the controls and all that kind of shit works. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's the entirety of the dev kit. Like that's the whole purpose of the dev kit. Like it's not like they're using the dev kit to create the games at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right, that's all I have for this subject.
But fair to say. I'd say that like kind of what I'll go back to real quick. The
All
idea
right.
that they want to launch the PC version later than the console version, I still believe it's like a conspiracy. They want people to buy the console. They're probably working together to make sure that consoles sell. Because here's the thing: when GTA 6, if you want to look it up too, when the time that GTA 6 was announced and the time that it's supposed to come out, how many times has the console prices gone up?
Oh yeah,
You see what
I
it
understand. Yeah,
correlates.
yeah,
So
it does.
there is a problem with that because they're slowly and incrementally increasing these things, and a lot of them are blaming RAM prices and stuff like that, but it was going up well before the RAM prices were taking a hike. So yeah, I think there's a strong correlation between the release of GTA 6 and the price of consoles going up. So by the time it
Yeah,
releases, you're basically paying almost double the amount, if not more, for the console that of your choice for the game that you want to play.
yeah.
So it might be a conspiracy, but I believe it completely because it makes
Okay.
way too much sense at this point. And
Gotcha.
a
Okay.
lot of people that have PCs, a lot of people that I've seen, they don't give a fuck that the game's coming out later. Like they can wait. Because I know for a fact that when it does come out for PC, there's going to be a lot more people playing it on PC than there's going to be
Yeah.
on console. And not because there's less people playing it on console, it's because there's way more people playing on PC in general. And there's no one that's going to want to spend $700 for a console when they have a decent enough PC that will probably run it just fine.
Now, with that discussion, would you be playing it day one on PC release?
Maybe. I mean,
Okay.
depends on like what options they have, because I know when they announced it last time, they had like different versions of it, and by that time the game had already been out for about a year and a half on console, and then they came out with it on PC.
Yeah.
And to me, if they had something really cool, I might get it day one. But here's the
Okay.
thing too: judging by what happens with the console version, that's going to be the ultimate deciding factor for me. Because if it's one of
Okay.
those things like No Man's Sky, where they make all these promises and then don't hold up to it day one. Because if you remember No Man's Sky, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to have multiplayer. We're going to have this and this and this and this. And then all of a sudden, flatline. They're like, day one, people are like, I can't find my friend. Where's my friend? There's
Yep.
no real multiplayer. And didn't come until like 3 years later.
Yikes.
So now I expect the opposite with GTA. I expect that
I
they're
would
going
hope
to.
so.
No. You don't understand. What I
Oh, okay.
expect is worse, because they're going
Oh.
to. There's going to be a lot of people, all the speculation of all the bad things that we've already talked about. And I believe those
Okay.
will be true. And that's going to hurt them even more. And so, one of two things I can imagine happening. Either
All
it's
right.
gonna their stock's probably already good from all the pre-orders and stuff like that, but the
Yeah.
moment, like the first week to a month that the game's out, and people start either review bombing it for all the little bullshit that they've announced, then there's a good chance either they're gonna push back the release of the PC version, or they're gonna release it earlier than they originally planned, because they're going to lose out on a lot of money and they'll want PC players in as soon as possible. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be interesting. That's why I'm waiting for, to see what happens within the first week of the game coming out. It's either going to get bombed really bad, or it's going to be exactly what people hope for and it's going to be great. But, you know, I hope it is
Alright.
going to be great, but I kind of also expect a lot of people are going to hate a lot of the little bullshitty things that might become true. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm waiting for. As we get closer to it, there might even be more, especially after the Netflix thing. But other than that, there's a lot of things coming out this year, and they're not only this year, but like next year too, that I've been looking forward to. And I mean, well, tons of people are looking forward to. I mean, one of the things that really stuck out for me is The Elder Scrolls 6. There was a whole subtitle leak speculation. The Sentinel theory, a recent community number translating Easter eggs found within Starfield combined with executive teases have fans heavily speculating that the next chapter will be officially subtitled Sentinel. Setting prediction point to the capital city of Hammerfell. Rumors suggest that the game will encompass both Hammerfell and High Rock. So to me, Hammerfell's cool. I don't mind Hammerfell. I mean, they already technically had a game for Hammerfell back a long time ago. I think it might have been technically a DLC. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a long time ago. It was around the original Oblivion launch time. So the graphics were less. Well, back then they were amazing, but you know now it'd be a little rough. But there's a lot of things I hope with Elder Scrolls 6 that I'm crossing my fingers for, because I love Elder Scrolls games. I love Fallout games too, and they're also talking about a new Fallout game that is supposed to be developed by both Bethesda and what's the other company? The other company that made Fallout New Vegas. So both of them were working together to make a game together. And to me, the main thing I hope for in any of these games going forward is some ability to do co-op. That's the only thing I want more than anything in these games. I like single player games, but I really like just being able to chill and fuck around with my friends in those kinds of games too. The idea of running around in either a nuclear wasteland or in the back hills of fucking Skyrim or near Riften or something like that has always been something I wanted to do. And with better graphics coming from either Unreal 5 or Unreal 6, I can't wait. Like, it's something I hope they do. I'm like, I am pretty sure they're not, because their track record. But if they had even the slightest idea about some of their fans and who they play with, I think even a 2-player co-op would be well appreciated and loved. But if they managed to pull off like a 4-player co-op on something like that, like a drop-in, drop-out sort of situation, or even if they did like the same sort of thing as like what's the other, Baldur's Gate 3 or something like that, I'd be fine with that as well. I just want to be able to play with my friends in those kinds of games, like in the world, and experience like some really cool like battles and whatnot. The mini caves of Hammerfield or forests or whatever, that just I think would be even cooler with one of your buddies.
Yeah.
But as far as Sentinel, I have no idea what that means for Elder Scrolls 6.
Same.
Other than Hammerfell's known for a specific race in Elder Scrolls. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name specifically, but it's a big capital city, and it's, from what I mean, depending on what era it is, it was kind of war torn too. But it's a very interesting area that's kind of nestled. I think it's south of Cyrodiil. No, it's like southeast of Cyrodiil and places like that, I think. But it's a pretty, actually, if you look at a map or not Cyrodiil. It's like the whole map. Um, it's oh gosh, if you look at the whole map though, it's not that big on the whole world map, unless they like expanded a lot more. But they did say on here that it's also supposed to be part of High Rock too, which I'm not 100% sure on that one either. But either way, I just can't wait for the game to come out. The trailer came out over 5 years ago or longer. Shoot, it might have been longer.
Wow.
I think it was like Alexa, or not Alexa. Hey Google, when did the original Elder Scrolls 6 trailer come out?
Scrolls 6.
Oh, yep.
Debuted on June 10th. Showcase.
Yeah. The last time that E3 even happened.
Didn't E3 happen in 2019?
Did it?
Yeah, because I think 2020 is when they shut down because COVID.
You're probably right. Yeah, I think you might be right about that. Either way, that was the last time they showed anything with Elder Scrolls 6. But nevertheless, it's definitely still one that's been on a lot of people's minds. Same as like a new Fallout too. The last Fallout to come out, like new one, not like a remaster or anything, was Fallout 76, and that's been 8 years or something like that now. So I still love that game. I just want them to come out with more content. That's what I'm about. Like, if there's anything I complain about with games, is the amount of content it has, and I'll say it on the fucking top of a mountain if I have to, that events are not content. They're rehashes of old content made to look new. And like, yeah, sure, they might drop like some little new bits here and there, but it's not like, it's usually cosmetic or aesthetic. It's almost never really mechanical or not mechanical, like based in it's like the difference between DLC and expansion. Expansion pack. Expansion pack actually expands on the world and makes the world something more to experience, whereas DLC is just putting a pretty outfit on your character. And to me, like, it's sure it's content, but it's not real content. In my eyes, it's not real content. And that's the thing that's been bugging me about a lot of games lately, is they want to throw these like trinkets at you, whether it's like a cosmetic or some fancy new, skin for your weapon or character or whatever it is. But what I would rather have is a new character or weapon, or a new map, or a new dungeon, or a new boss to fight, or something like that. That's new content, Anyways, what else do we got? Because Elder Scrolls is kind of a black hole of conspiracy at this point, and we could guess all day, but we don't have really much to hold on to as far as any real speculation that would actually amount to anything.
We can talk about Asmongold's new girlfriend.
I have no idea about any of that. So when you mentioned Asmongold, I was thinking about the other thing that happened with him, because he got
his recent Twitch ban.
Yeah, his Twitch ban. Yeah. So the whole thing with Asmongold's Twitch ban, because that thing was a little rough, and that was the thing I was thinking of, because there was this whole back and forth where people were saying like, oh, he was only banned for like 6 weeks or something like that. And he was like, oh, that's just a vacation for me or something. And then there was more pushback about it being like, oh, well, he needs to be banned like permanently and things like that for the crap he was saying about like some people basically invading a country, or even though I think technically they were originally from that country. They were just basically returning to the country. I don't know if he knew that or not, or if that's like something he even considered. But like to me, I mean, I stay away from that kind of politics, and especially when it comes to the idea of killing people for trying to return home. You know, or trying to get away to somewhere that's safer than where they were. Like they were seeking asylum for as far as I know. Like that's usually where like they were. So here's my thing: they didn't have weapons, as far as I know. Like you can correct me on that if I'm wrong or whatever. But as far as I know,
no idea.
They had no weapons. They were coming into the country. As far as I know, they're running for their lives from whatever dictatorship or craziness that was going on in the place they were originally. Blah, 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 whatever. To me, that's not a murder on sight situation. You know, like, if anything, you pull them all together, you figure out what's going on, and then you go from there. Like, you don't just drop a bomb or shoot people for stuff like that, you know? Yeah. There's more amicable ways of dealing with this shit. And he was just about like, give me an M60, I'll take care of it kind of a mentality. So
yeah. Now, from what I see, Asmongold is still banned on Twitch.
Okay.
He doesn't stream on his main channel, Asmongold. He streams on his secondary channel, Zachrar. It was suspended on the 6th. It is a 14-day suspension following controversial remarks made during a broadcast about if fucking immigrants are crossing the border illegally, they should be able to shoot the mothers and children. That's what he got banned for.
Yeah, I mean, shooting anyone should be a problem. Not just the kids, but the kids and the women is kind of, you know, the softer point to that, you know, people are most struggling with, which is sad that, you know, oh, it's okay to shoot the men, but like leave the women and children. Like that's kind of fucked up too. Like,
yeah,
you know, if I was one of the guys, I would be feeling a ways about that. But like I said, like that's not the way to handle a situation. And I mean, I feel like, yeah, I know he's not remorseful about what he said at all. He's very openly vocal about those things, but I think he needs to take a moment to think about things before he speaks. And I think he was speaking from like maybe anger or just like some sort of visceral reaction that like led him to, because I don't think he's a bad guy, but I don't think he was in the right mindset to respond to that kind of situation in a thoughtful manner. Like if I had to sit
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the crazy thing is his content wasn't all right wing. It recently was after Donald Trump was elected, and a bunch of people, and this is what I've just been hearing from the internet. A bunch of people are saying it's because when he was playing video games, he wasn't gaining a lot of fucking viewers. He was losing viewers constantly, so he pivoted to right-wing politics, and now his channel's almost purely political. There's no gameplay anymore on his channel.
Sheesh. So you think part of it is for the not necessarily clickbait, because he's still definitely putting out his own words and saying shit. So what I'm getting from that is he's doing it to make money. Like he's trying to get people on his side to follow him, to sub him, to cheer him and give him money for the things, because he's a talking head for whatever they like to hear. Well, in that way, I feel bad for him, because if he feels like he has to stoop to someone else's low to be like in any way a successful streamer or person in general, that's sad to me. Like that's legitimately sad, and I hope he gets something figured out. And maybe if that was like his intention to just kind of be this raging, or whatever, right wing or whatever it is, situation, then I hope he figures something out and things start going the right way for him, and he doesn't have to start playing to the puppet,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's sad. I can't imagine like doing something like that. Yeah, that's it. Oh, man, I hate to see people go that route. Like it would be one thing if that was his like whole existence beforehand, and then I could say more about that. But the fact that he started out in gaming, and then he felt like he had to change to, start actually appealing to a certain group, and then like just to survive, maybe. I don't know, maybe he wasn't making a lot of money or something, but I feel like he makes a shit ton of money, like on games. Shit, if I was making even $2,000 a month on streaming, I'd be happy. I could pay for exactly what I need to. But like I'm pretty sure he's making at least $1 million or something close to that, like on the regular. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad for someone that feels like they have that much going for them, and they. Okay.
Please tell me, Daddy.
I heard you.
Sure.
You're funny. Okay. I'm gonna grab his stuff real quick. 1 second.
Got you.
It's funny, we were talking about Fallout and Elder Scrolls and stuff, and I'm drinking Nuka Grape.
Ah, okay.
And before I was drinking Nuka Quantum.
Okay.
They're pretty good. Oh fuck. They're twist off, but they're a bitch.
I bet.
Like it sticks to my hand because it digs in. Yeah. But what was I saying? The idea that someone would have to change their whole like genre just to appeal and make money, even though he makes as much as he does, which I don't know officially how much he makes, but I know it's more than most streamers, but yeah, that's sad. Like
I tell you his net worth.
Sure.
Asmongold's net worth is estimated between 9.5 million to 24 million.
Yep, that's crazy to me.
With around 12 million to 14.6 million in his old, content creator community, OTK organization.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Starforge Systems, which is the computer brand that I use.
What is it called?
Starforge Systems.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
But either way, that's crazy to me. Like that's sad and that's crazy. Yeah. Like if I was making that much, I would be in a house right now. I would have the best setup, and I would be saving so much of that money towards like my kids and like future stuff, and shoot, I'd be probably doing what Markiplier's doing, like making movies and shit. Like I'd be all over that. I'd be putting my books out a lot faster, that's for damn sure.
Hell yeah.
And honestly, it's like this kind of stuff I do for fun, and I try to make something out of it, but like the fact that he can do it as easily as he does, and he's kind of like he's kind of ruining himself by doing what he's doing. It's sad.
Yeah, I agree.
But, anyways, yeah, I hope whatever happens with him, he needs to, get himself together and move away from that.
not sure what he's going to do with his main channel, but he's discussed potential plans for future streaming or content output.
I'm surprised he doesn't like switch to like Kick or something. I feel like Kick is one of those that
he is a Twitch/Kick streamer. He does multi-stream.
Oh, okay.
But people mainly know him from Twitch because he's been on Twitch for a while.
Yeah. Well, I only say that because most of the time, Kick streamers just get away with so much more than Twitch streamers when they say shit, you know? So that's the only reason why I said that, because I'm thinking, like, if he's on Twitch saying that shit, he's obviously going to get flagged probably a lot more likely than on Kick, where I feel like some crazy shit happens on Kick. Like, a lot of IRL streamers or just chatting streamers that, like, I've seen clips of people getting into, like, fist fights out in the public and doing really stupid shit, and it's almost always Kick streamers that do that stuff. And I don't know who's watching that shit that's perpetuating it too, because that's like so stupid to me. Like, I know it's probably a lot of younger people.
Internet.
Huh?
Yeah. It's a bunch of degenerates on the internet, pretty much.
Yeah. Degenerates in general. But yeah. But I think if anything, we can move on from that. I hope, like, my last thing to say is, like, I hope he figures something out, though. Like, I have no ill will towards him. I feel like he just needs to get his shit together and figure out, like, what he needs to focus on as, like, what, you know, find his truth, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds like he's just regurgitating what, you know, other right-wingers are doing, but he needs to find his own truth and not, you know, do that. So, and not, like, like I said, be a talking head for the right-wingers and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, let's go to a better topic. So one of the things you, let's see, I think it's my turn. The other thing, so D23 happened recently. D23, if you don't know, is a big Disney kind of conference thing. They announced a bunch of stuff for the Avengers and other, like, Marvel related things. Another one of the big ones was there were games and other animated movies and TV shows that were mentioned as well. And one of the ways they were going to announce, because I thought they were announcing Coco 2, and I think they did.
Yeah, they did. I did remember seeing something on that.
So Coco 2 was announced, but at the same time, they also showed Kingdom Hearts 4. So, which was really interesting how they did that, because they showed Coco, like, there, you know, the kid was playing the guitar and singing and stuff, and then out of nowhere the shadows started coming out of the ground, and immediately you hear the crowd be like, oh shit, like, they knew exactly what was happening. And that, I already saw, like, you know, the name of the title of the video, so I already knew what was going to happen. But I imagine if I had seen that, I'd have been like, wait a second. Like, I would have snapped to, like, that moment where I'm like, I know exactly what that is. And so I don't know if I'm excited. I'm maybe a little apprehensive, just because I played the first two games, and then I played the one that was on, it was either PSP or PS Vita. I don't remember which one it was. It was the one where you could pick between, like, 3 characters. And then I didn't play the third one because I heard it was absolutely dog-ass atrocious. So I don't want to even touch it, because I don't want to ruin the nostalgia of the first 2 games and the other one that I played, because those ones were fantastic. So I don't want to ruin that for me by playing the third one where I heard it was, like, the worst. But seeing some of the gameplay from the fourth one, I'm a little hopeful. The one thing they didn't show a lot of, which is, like, the talking point for why the third one's so bad, is the voice acting and some of the stuff that was just terrible about the third one. Well, voice acting, but also just the overall dialogue was terrible. I don't blame the voice actors when the dialogue is written like shit, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that way, that's where I'm a little apprehensive about the fourth one. But as far as the gameplay, it looks freaking crazy. It looks really, really interesting. And it looks like they add a lot more. And with the newer graphics and everything, I am ecstatic to see how well it might be, or how well it might turn out when you know they announce more, you know, like trailers and things like that for it, because that's what I'm waiting for now, is see more gameplay.
Gotcha.
I'm not so much worried about the characters in the game or anything like that, although I heard in the third one they got rid of a lot of the Square Enix characters, and it was mostly Disney characters. And I think I saw some Square Enix characters in the fourth trailer, so I'm a little hopeful in that, but it remains to be seen at this point, whether they'll bring a lot of those characters back and you know, make it the game that it's supposed to be. So I also heard it might be a freaking Switch 2 exclusive, but that's weird on its own. Because when the Nintendo did their little, when Nintendo did their conference too,
Nintendo Direct.
yeah, when they did their Nintendo Direct, it was there. It was on their screens for that too. So that makes me either feel like it's coming to Switch 2 as either exclusive, or it's coming to like multiple systems. So
No. From what I see, it's coming to Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
oh wow. That
And
is
it's all simultaneous, so there's no exclusivity rights or anything. It's coming
okay.
out on all platforms.
Good. Good. Well, it was originally PlayStation exclusive, the first ones. And then they announced, or then they started coming out like with the 1 and 2, and then 1.5, 2.5 versions, as like remastered versions for both PC and all the other consoles as well. And so maybe that was it. Like that was their moment where like, well, we need to release it to everywhere. And that's the thing, like they should have been, honestly, I don't know why people don't do that in the first place. Like developers don't do that and try to get the rights out there for all the consoles, because if they're trying to make money, which I think they are, you think they would want to be spread out as much as they can, you know, and cover as much ground as possible, because if you do, then more people are gonna buy it. Just like with with the fucking GTA shit. Like, why would you, like, I'm gonna keep coming back to this shit because it pisses me off. If you're gonna keep trying to push it to every fucking console, well, I guess only 2 consoles. They're not coming out with a Switch 2 version of fucking GTA, but
we don't exactly know that yet. It could be announced during the Netflix presentation.
Maybe. I guess we'll wait and see, but I'd be shocked because you know what they would have to do just to do that? They would have to essentially come out with a memory card with the whole game on it. Not like a game card, because they don't do game cards anymore for Switch 2, unless they did it exclusive. Well, no. Well, I don't know. I'll have to double check that. But for the most part, the cards themselves are just basically the license in a chip. So, like, the only way you can play the game is to have that in, but the majority of the game is downloaded onto the console. So, if they did GTA 6 on Switch 2, they would probably have to put it on a game card, or they would come out with a exclusive SD card with the game on it.
Actually, better yet, GTA 6 is a digital launch only game.
That's what I'm saying, though. They would have to come out with a new memory card for the Switch 2, because the biggest Switch 2 you can get, I think, is only 512 gigs, and the game is going to be like a 1 terabyte game.
They do have micro SD cards. I have a 1 terabyte in my Switch 2 currently, so it's not something that hasn't been implemented. But I could say that if they do release GTA 6 on Switch 2, a lot more people would have to expand their storage for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, it would have to be like a dedicated SD card just for that game, because it would. Yeah, well, then again, they probably have to dumb down a lot just to fit onto the Switch 2 anyways, because it's like it's not as great as like a PS5 and Xbox in the way of graphics. So it probably wouldn't be as big as like the other consoles and stuff, but still, I think it would be quite a whopper of a download. So I feel like if they wanted to take a more advantageous route, they'd probably just send you the fucking memory card preloaded with it.
I don't think they would do that. I think, just as I was thinking, it's either they're gonna fucking send they're probably gonna make physical versions, if they do for Switch, physical versions where you open the case and it's just like a fucking scratch off download code, or it's just in the eShop. And as you were talking about dumbing it down, I think with the Switch 2 and all that, let's see, what are they expecting it to be?
I'm pretty sure
150 and 250.
Oh, really? That's way less than I thought.
What did you think it was initially?
You know how big Warzone is?
I haven't played Warzone ever since it released, so no, I do not.
Look up the entire file size for Warzone.
125 to 210.
Yeah, in Warzone's smaller comparatively than GTA 6. Like, the difference is Warzone is just a big map that you run around and shoot on. It doesn't have like NPCs and hollow buildings and working environments and atmospheric, like what's the word I'm looking for? Freaking weather and, day and night cycles and AI and all that kind of shit running into it. Like, that's a download size for the maybe 250, but guaranteed, like, after like day one, it's probably going to add another 150 or more, or some crazy number to it. I feel like it's going to be a fucking huge download, dude. Like, the game is massive.
There's viral rumors claiming that it could be as big as 676 gigabytes, but I want to say I highly doubt that. That would be fucking insane if that were to happen.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Some people are saying that they would probably, once it does come out with a PC version, and, a year has passed with all, like, more content coming out in between, that you'd probably have to get a new M.2 fucking SD card just to fit the full fucking thing. So I have a 500 gig fucking SD card right next to me that's not being used right now that I might have to actually install into my PC just to run that.
Yeah, I have 4 terabytes of an SS. I got my boot drive, which is 2.
Yeah, I have a 4 terabyte too, but it's mostly full of games already.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I get that game when it comes out on PC, I'm probably going to end up buying another SSD, like either a 1 terabyte or a 2 terabyte, and the fastest version I can get my hands on. Just so it's...
Hopefully at the time you do that, fucking...
the prices drop.
Storage prices are lower, because it's not looking pretty currently.
Yeah. So, but either way, back to freaking Kingdom Hearts, it should be interesting to see if they come out with more characters, more content for that, more worlds too, because some of the things that they showed off when they first showed the very first trailer, maybe a year or two ago, was the main character Sora fighting in the real world, not in a video game or movie scenario or like scene, but in like a real world like place. So if they did something like that, that would be really cool too. But honestly, one of my favorite things about Kingdom Hearts was the fact that you could go to different worlds. Like, you know, you could go to the freaking Nightmare Before Christmas world, or, you know, Aladdin or Hercules. And like one of my favorite places to go was the Hercules world, because you could do the arena and fight those bosses and stuff. And if you did everything right, you could fight freaking Cloud and Sephiroth and shit like that. And like that was fucking awesome as a kid, seeing the cutscene where freaking Cloud walks by and there's freaking Sephiroth, and yeah, and you see a cutscene where they fight each other, and it's so fucking good. Like that's the kind of nostalgia that I miss with that. Like it almost makes me want to buy those games again for PC, because they were just, you know, amazing. And you know, I kind of hope that 4 doesn't fuck it up. So, I think we could probably stop with your last topic.
All right. Can you give me a minute? I need to feed my cat real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
All right.
I'm back. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right. So the final topic today is going to be about PS5's exclusive Marvel's Wolverine. So Marvel's Wolverine is developed by Insomniac Games, which are the same developers who made all the Spider-Man games. They made Ratchet and Clank.
Mm-hmm.
They've made a lot of really good PS5 exclusives, and of course it's published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's an upcoming action adventure game, and it is set to launch September 15th, 2026, exclusively for the PlayStation 5.
Yes. I don't know how to put this.
Okay.
Everything I've seen about it is very disappointing.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It looked cool.
It feels like an arcade Wolverine game and not a open world, or it doesn't feel like a game made by the same people as Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man was more dynamic, like fighting and stuff like that. There's a whole scene I saw, like a clip, where he's fighting a Sentinel boss and he's just scratching his arm as a way to damage him. And the guy that was like reviewing that scene or that little clip was making the best point, and it was like the first thing I thought of too when I saw the clip was, why isn't he climbing up that bitch's arm and trying to cut his head off? Because you know real Wolverine would do that shit. He'd be up in that thing's eyes, ripping them out with his claws, not doing little scratches at his arms and shit. Like, what the fuck is that? That's not Wolverine. Like, that's someone portraying Wolverine that doesn't know who Wolverine is. Like, if you took Wolverine's brain out and put someone else's brain in there and was like, you're Wolverine, and all he knew was that he had claws. Like, that's it. And so like that's a little disappointing when I saw the trailer, the gameplay trailer, where there were fight scenes like that, or there were scenes where they were like running a lot and like doing all the, and like he ran so awkwardly, you know, and I was really taken back by like the lack of effort they put into the character as a whole. Like, they definitely put tons of effort into Spider-Man. Like, that was like, they did that perfectly in my eyes. But the Wolverine, it's like, you know what it feels like is that, you know, someone saw it and was like, we need to get this out as soon as possible. And they cut every single corner that they could possibly cut just to get the game out there. And I know part of the reason why that might be true is because the trailer also came out a while ago. And, a lot of people are like, oh, well, the hype for this game is getting up there. We need to get it out there, for people to see and blah, blah, blah. And sure, yeah, you're going to get it out there, but you're not going to like the reception, I think. Especially with some of the shit we've seen. And what gets me every fucking time, and I feel like you're going to agree with this too, is when the developer comes out and shows this content and they're so hyped about it, like it's the most amazing thing ever. And it's like they just took a seminar on how to like make people excited for something without actually being excited about something. Because that's what it feels like. They're like, it would be like the same thing if your doctor walked out and it was like, yeah, we could take care of you, but we gotta lobotomize you first. And it's like, oh, great. Like, I'm all for it now. Wow.
Yeah.
But, it's like, it always drives me crazy that these developers, like, I get it. Like, they put a lot of time into this shit, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
The only problem I see is they put time into the wrong place, and they didn't consider the fans or the lineage of Wolverine and who he is and what he can do. And they just took this character and more or less bastardized them into a video game that I feel like is not going to be received well at all.
All right. Well, the standard edition is going to be priced at $70 with the digital deluxe edition for $80. What do you think on the pricing?
I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting the game personally, so I don't even care.
I'm definitely going to get the game.
Yeah, go for it. Like, I'll watch you play it too, because I'll be curious to see how you react to those moments. You'll probably still like it regardless, but
in all fairness, I'd like to say I am not a big fan of the Wolverine or X-Men in general, so I don't know necessarily what to expect, what's going to be different from like the movie's character versus the video game, so I don't know what to expect.
Well, to give you kind of a quick snapshot of what the comic book character would do, and it wasn't that much different from what I explained in the idea of him attacking a sentinel, because he's done it multiple times, even in the movies. He is a rabid animal almost. Like, he will run on all fours or like full sprint up an arm of a sentinel that's 40, 50 feet tall, just to go for the neck and head and rip, like literally rip holes into him, cut into him, like just a crazed animal. And
damn,
he is a force to be reckoned with when he's like upset or mad or trying to do his job, because that's how he looks at it. Like, he's trying to protect people, but he's also doing his job. And he was part of like Canadian Special Forces in the comics, and he is part of other groups and things like that he is like the most ruthless and crazed creature when he is attacking things and trying to keep people safe and himself safe. Or actually, for the most part, he just throws his safety out the window because he can heal. But when it comes to like keeping the people that he cares about like safe, he's all for like ripping shit apart and getting down to business. So when you see him run up and go, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, yeah, ha ha, ha, scratching like the fucking forearm of a sentinel, that's the last thing a fan wants to see. Like, if he was going to do anything remotely close to that in that game, he'd be cutting the fingers off, so it was just a stub of a hand, and then he'd be like running with his claws up the arm, stabbing out the eyes, probably ripping open the chest to get to wherever the power core is, and just decimating that thing within seconds. It wouldn't take him like 15 minutes to, back and forth fucking, oh, now I have to wait for the next cycle. And, that kind of bullshit. Like, he's gonna be like he's gonna have like someone on his team that could fucking full arm just chuck him like right through the enemy's chest or head or something like that. He's fucking basically Tasmanian Devil, like the cartoon character Taz the Tasmanian Tiger or Devil or whatever, kind of level of ferocity in the comics. And if you play the game and if the only time you see anything remotely like that is in a cutscene, you will be disappointed.
All right. Well, the story and setting is the plot is going to be set 3 years after Logan walks out on the team. He is forced to rejoin the mutant task force Team X during their darkest hour. Bolivar Trask is kidnapping mutants driven by a belief in human superiority, leaving Logan to step up and save them.
Yep. Trask is the one that creates the Sentinels.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. The mutants are living in hiding, and the general public is unaware of them for the most part.
Yeah.
Now, the locations is unlike the single city focus of Marvel Spider-Man. This is a global, globe-trotting journey featuring locals like the Canadian wilderness, Tokyo, and Madripoor.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that too, because to me that means that sure, he might be kind of exploring semi-open world areas, but it also sounds like it's somewhat mission-based too. So, like, if he's jumping from one side of the planet to the other, you're going to be doing individual missions in those areas, and maybe part of it will be you running around and exploring, but it's not going to be as open-ended as Spider-Man, where you could pretty much go wherever you want and explore, like a vast city. And that's also a little disappointing to me, because sure, like, that's cool that he gets to go to different locations, like Japan's really cool, but at the same time I feel like it could shorten the game significantly, like it's not gonna be as long as, like, Spider-Man is a long game, if you consider all the like side quests and like unlocking the skins and doing all the DLCs and stuff like that. It's a pretty long game, and then with the Miles Morales and stuff too, hell yeah. So I feel like this game is going to be a one-off, unfortunately.
We'll just have to see. So the characters that are going to be in this game is, of course, Logan, who is going to be voiced by Liam McIntyre.
No idea who that is.
You got, I don't know either. We got appearances from Sabretooth, Mystique, Jean Grey, and Nathaniel Essex, who is voiced by the one and only Troy Baker.
Okay. I'm not sure. The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure who that is.
Troy Baker is
no, the character.
Oh, Nathaniel Essex. I don't know anything about X-Men, so I'm clueless on that.
Oh, Mr. Sinister. I knew the name was familiar, but I couldn't remember who was alt ego kind of thing was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's who I think Adam Driver's supposed to be playing in the new X-Men too.
Ooh, okay.
Which I could see that. I could actually see that pretty well. So
yeah. And then for gameplay mechanics, you got brutal combat. It's going to be fast, visceral, and way bloodier than Insomniac's previous works, such as Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
It's going to be rated 18 or M for mature. It's going to balance mobility with a rage meter that builds up through aggressive momentum to eviscerate enemies.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a health bar, because he heals So
No, he has a health bar.
yeah, but it's based off of his rage too. So like if for instance you
Yeah.
suck at playing the game and you can't get any hits off, then you're probably gonna like see a you fucked up screen, you know, and then start over. But I mean, that's probably the only highlight that intrigues me is the idea of the gore. But I already knew about that, and if it's only see, like it still doesn't like take away from the fact that he goes from being a wild animal attacking human like characters to a puppy viciously attacking your foot to a sentinel, you know, like that doesn't
Yeah.
that doesn't change it that much for me. So
Yeah. Speaking on health and regeneration, healing, just as you said, is handled via specific healing attacks on staggered enemies, as well as a revive mechanic that converts a chunk of your rage meter into a life-saving revival.
yeah, that's what I read about too.
Yeah. It's going to have stealth and traversal. You can utilize animal tracking senses. You can pounce mechanics and environment-based stealth before breaking into full-on berserker brawls.
The stealth mechanic sounds kind of cool. That's actually one of those things that I miss in a lot of games because I used to play a lot of stealth games. Like one of my favorite stealth games was Metal Gear Solid 2. Like
Ooh,
I loved
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid. If they remastered that game, I would be all over it.
Oh. Wait, didn't they do that with Volume 1 of the remastered pack for Metal Gear Solid?
Well, I mean remastered or remake. Sorry, if they remake it, sort of like they did for Snake Eater. So they redid Snake Eater into like a refreshed version of the game, but I don't think they redid like did a remake for Metal Gear Solid 2.
Nah, it's the original versions of regular one. What I'm excited for, Simi, as we're talking about that for a second, they're going to be releasing Volume 2 soon, and I was a big fan of Metal Gear Solid 4 Sons of the Patriots. That's out of PS3 hell, so I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that one, I know someone that still plays the I think it was the PS3 or PS4, not Sons of Liberty. I forget which one it is, but there's one where you can like have a base and stuff like that. And I can't remember which one it is, but he still like keeps up with it, and he's like on the top 10 of the leaderboard and shit for even years.
Damn.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Going back on track with Marvel's Wolverine, we got flashbacks and trials, which is going to feature quote-unquote nightmare doors that trigger flashback sequences, providing insight into Logan's forgotten past and rewarding adaptation enhancements. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess they had to figure out some way to squeeze in some sort of skill tree or, you know, passive ability thing into the game. They weren't just going to let you go ham with his maxed out version. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then we finally got to talk about the additions. The standard edition, which is going to be $70, is going to be a base game on a physical disc or digital download without mandatory day one downloads. So this is going to be one of probably the last PS5 games that are going to have a disc.
Yeah.
Which is sad to talk about, but sadly, that's the reality that we currently live in.
Yeah, unless those lawsuits get through, too. So there's a lot of lawsuits from multiple countries against Sony for that. So I'm hoping they win because, honestly, I think that is the biggest bullshit move that any company in the last, 20-plus years has done to the consumer exclusively. Like, they think this is benefiting us. It's not. Like, it's benefiting them entirely, and it is building a monopoly. Like, unless they decide to turn over their entire game library to PC and Xbox, there's no way.
Yeah, I heard them saying that they're not going to bring any more exclusives to PC anymore because not enough people are buying their games on PC storefronts, sadly.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's the idea that yeah, more people are probably buying their games on PC than on PlayStation in general. So
Yeah.
because it's funny too, because a lot of PlayStation players, they pride themselves in the idea that there's so many exclusives, and I used to be one of those people, but like I sold my PlayStation like 2 years ago, and I'm fine with that now. Like I'm totally fine that I don't have that anymore. I don't have to deal with the fucking monthly or yearly fucking PlayStation Plus bullshit. Spending $120 on PlayStation Plus, and it really didn't feel like it was worth it in any way, shape, or form. Especially when I could go on Steam and get like most of the games I've gotten for like 25-30% off, or in some cases 80% off. Like that's insane. Like why would I want to pay $120 when I could probably get $120 worth of games, and that's like probably like 20 games like on Steam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't understand that. I've been thinking about doing GOG too, because a lot of the games that you get off of there, they're permanent. Like you download them and you get the license, and you don't have to worry about anything else. But yeah, I'll probably wait to see if there's any games that I actually feel like keeping, like they're worth keeping. Although I kind of wish I had done that with Anthem, because I have a feeling that someone will get back to that at some point and either create a way to update it or like patch it to play single player or something. But I don't know. I'm hopeful, but not. I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. And then finally, we got the Digital Deluxe Edition, which is going to include 5 exclusive suits: the Incredible suit, the Savage suit, the Night Hunt suit, the new Leather suit, and Age of Apocalypse suit. 5 exclusive claw styles, 4 technique points, and if you pre-order the game, you get to unlock the classic brown suit. What is your thoughts on this?
I mean, since I'm not getting the game, I don't really care. But I think when it's DLC stuff like that, if you want it, you want it, and you'll get it regardless. So, I mean, if you're into that, then yeah, it sounds like. I mean, what's the price difference? Like $20?
$10.
Oh, even better. So, I mean, $10 for 5 costumes. Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, if I was getting a game like that and it was $10 difference for 5 suits or whatever, and I was into it to that level, then shit, yeah. But
hell yeah.
Yeah.
My last question to you is, if you had to pick any other suits to come to the game that haven't been announced yet, what would you want to see? Even if you're not planning to buy it, of course. What would you want to see?
Probably the what is it called? The Weapon X skin that I could think of. So there's one where I can't remember which movie he has like some shit attached to his head, like a machine like thing attached to his head and something over his eye, and it's like almost like a helmet, and then he's just basically like his shirt's all ripped off and his pants are all fucked up and stuff, but he's a little like he's got like plugs and shit in his chest too, and he just looks like he was just experimented on, and because he was. I think it was in that moment, like it was shortly before that when he got his adamantium, so he was like kind of being brainwashed, but he was also freshly dosed with adamantium onto his skeleton. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting skin to see on Wolverine in that game.
Okay, and I think that pretty much wraps that up.
I think GTA 6 was kind of the headliner for the most part. It sounds like GTA 6 and Gamescom is happening the same day.
Pretty much. It's happening next day. 27th would be the day after Gamescom starts officially.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so there you go. Like, we have a whole week to figure out what's going on with all that stuff, and we'll be able to kind of keep track of anything else coming up and maybe some new information with some of the games we already mentioned. But nevertheless, I am curious, I'm interested, and I'm also hesitant to see what happens with everything else coming out this year or being announced or whatnot. But yeah, I think that's where we can end it. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for listening and watching. And also, don't forget to check out our own channels on Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. I am Matt86.
And I am Astronauts.
And thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.